Welcome to this video on how I prepare my flash for print. Thank you all for supporting my channel. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. You can use this method that I'm about to show you to convert any sized painting into a print-ready file. As I don't have access to a good enough scanner, I'm using my camera to capture it instead. One problem when using a camera instead of a scanner is that the painting is often warped and doesn't sit flat on the table. To solve this problem, I use sewing pins in each corner to hold the flash down. My table is made out of pine wood, which is pretty soft, so the pins stick to it easily. I recommend getting a softboard to pin down your flash onto, if you don't have a table like mine, or just don't want to get pin marks on it. Regarding pin marks, you'll get small holes in each corner of your flash when using this method. If you don't want to damage your painting, I think you could try using blue tack. It's a reusable putty-like adhesive, often used to attach lightweight objects to walls. The other reason I like to use my camera instead of a scanner is that the light from the scanner creates a shine on all my blacks and makes it look too washed out. It's important to have your camera sit level above your painting. This will make it a lot easier later on when we move over to the computer. On new iPhones, you have a crosshair that tells you when you're level. Here you can see the settings that I'm using on my camera. You may want to play around with this to work with the lighting you have. I have my camera on a tripod and use a self-timer to maximize the chances of getting a sharp image. I know that this might be overkill, but you can easily use your phone and a good light source to pull this off. When you feel like you have captured a clear image of your painting, let's move over to the computer to make it print ready. We are now on my computer and I've transferred my images onto my hard drive. I shoot in RAW, but this technique can be applied on a regular JPEG as well. I use Photoshop when working with images, but if you don't have access to it, I'm sure there are other image editing software out there that can do the same thing I'm about to show you. I've opened my file in Camera Raw to straighten out my flash and remove some of the distortion created by my lens. Camera Raw is an app inside of Photoshop. You can clearly see here that my flash seems to bulge out. This is the lens distortion I'm talking about. Under Optics, Camera Raw knows what lens I've used, so if you press Use Profile Corrections, you can see how the image changes and looks more like it should. If you plan on using your phone, this step won't be necessary as the camera will create an image without too much lens distortion. Now it's time to straighten up your flash. Under Geometry, you can use guides to draw out straight lines from the photo. Camera Raw will try to skew and rotate the photo so that it matches the guides. My flash looks like it's straight now and I like the colors and exposure. Let's crop this image to remove the background and jump onto the final step of this process. The aspect ratio for an A4 paper is 1 to 1.414. You can Google aspect ratio to find out what you need for the paper you're intended to print out on. When I tighten the crop marks around my flash, I can see that I'm not 100% satisfied with the proportions, so I manually tweaked it to match it better. When everything looks good, I bring it in Photoshop for the final step, removing the pins from the image. Using the patch tool, we can draw a path around the pin and drag the area to a clean part of the image to remove the pins. This can be used to remove small imperfections that have been caught on the flash when photographing it. Saving this file as a PNG or TIFF lets you have a nice high quality copy of your flash on your hard drive, which you later can send to your printing company. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know it may be too much technology involved for some of you, but I got asked this, so I showed the steps I'm taking. If you have anything that might perfect this method, or if you're doing it in a total different way, I'd love to hear, so let me know in the comments below. Until next time, bye.